up, guys? It's Raymond, and I'd like to share a story about the compulsive effects of obsessing over something, whether that be weight training just to get a certain body image, and as skinny as possible, and then becoming this, this emaciated figure. I mean, if you go to both extremes, that can be detrimental. Not only detrimental on you, but around you as well. Your friends, families, neighbors, loved ones. For me, I was a skinnier dude a couple years back. I'm still not huge or anything, but I've gained some muscle. 20 pounds in the past 3 years. But yeah, I want to share a story with you guys. For a while I had a little bit of this obsession with weightlifting and trying to get bigger. But I've come to a point that it's not worth it to do that to yourself. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Change is a good thing to an extent, but when you're trying to obsess over it 24/7, 365, then it's not worth it. Don't go that route. Don't go to that extreme. Which is my opinion anyway. I'm not trying to force you or anything, but it's just a thought that I would consider to keep in mind. And from that, if someone tells you, to look a certain way, that's their opinion. It doesn't mean that you have to go by their word. If they're forcing you to do something, more than likely the temptation becomes very detrimental in the long run. So you can't you can't have those people to force you to take those extreme levels. And it's like going back, I think in my last video I talked about college and stuff. College isn't meant for anyone, not meant for everyone. Don't get me wrong. College is a great foundation for people to communicate with each other and socialize. But when you think back then there was just even today, people say that college, if you go to college, you'll succeed in life. And that's not true. That's definitely not true. I've seen a lot of people out there being successful without a college career, and even a high school career. College and schools these days, they weren't like how they used to be. They've got the texting, they've got the laptops, they've got the emails and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, it's just overwhelming sometimes. Sometimes I wish it was back then just to handwrite everything. I still handwrite things. I don't like to, I just think it's an interference with your learning. And it makes it, and it's much worse in the school systems. The teachers and then the staff teaching you to go a certain way, with their curriculum and stuff like that, these test quizzes and all that crap. And even the state tests, it's crazy. They see you on your phone or something like that, they take it away and get rid of your test. And it's worse in college. You could get expelled for that. But yeah, I think the dangers in the electronics and all that, as a lot of people rely on them, and I think when people rely on them so much, they become so dependent on them as well. Even with scientific calculators, people just punch in even the simplest of math problems when you can just write them out on paper. I learned the ladder method, where you just multiply it down. So 12 times 12 times 2, 24. You're doing the ladder method. You have the line underneath the 2 there, the 12 and 2, and then you get 24. I mean, people these days even punching stuff in their calculator like that. And I think when you rely so much on something like that, then it veers you away from your actual learning. And that's not good. That's not good at all. I mean, again, don't get me wrong. I mean, they're great for like solving like very, very in-depth math like calculus. I mean, I guess you would have to have it just to simplify things, but I just don't think you should rely on the calculators and the electronics and all these cellular devices all the time. It's we're veering away from the social communication person to person, and I think that's what's hindering us from our actual learning. And this education, like they talk about the school systems, like kids are forced to, I don't know, they have this drive to go for straight A's, 4.0. I've even heard above 4.0, 5 point something, whatever. I mean, like, it wasn't like that back then. It was not like that. And it's just like they have this unlimited mindset, just like they could go higher and higher and higher and higher, and they have to drive further and further. But you gotta take it easy once in a while. You gotta have yourself balanced out with friends and family and stuff like that. And this also goes with back to the obsession with like the weight and stuff, like where people force you to go with a certain weight. Like back then, I mean, all women were supposed to be this feminine hourglass shape figure, and that's not true. I mean, we're all different. We're not the same. We're not function the same. We can all be healthy though. I think our main focus should be towards the health side of things. Like, I've heard, like, for example, Ashton Kutcher, who played off a '70s show. I think he went on a fruitarian diet. People say that you should stick with the fruit diet. That's the way to go. And that wasn't the case. I think he had some sort of pancreatic problem or something. I don't know what it was exactly. Somewhere in his stomach area. But yeah, I mean, if he kept that up, he probably would have cost his life even. So, like these fruitarian, vegan, vegetarian, all these strict diets, they're good to an extent, but when you're taking them to the extreme like that, and just like, I just don't think it's like the best role model, to be honest, in our society. And that's what they encourage people to do. They encourage people to get super skinny just to be a good role model for others. And then there's others that just like overtrain like muscular strength and with the weightlifting and the excessive amounts of steroids, HGH, high testosterone supplements that, I mean, they're probably chemically created artificially too. And it's not, I don't think that's good. I think the best way is to, and with these two things, the school systems, college curriculum, and the obsession aspect of like this diet, or just like going those routes. Best advice I can consider to everyone, and you don't have to go by my word, but this is to all the people who agree with me and who believe me. Share this message with others, what you think is reasonable and how people can change their lives in a healthier manner. Like, don't go the route where someone forces you to. Don't feel like someone's forcing you to go on this particular route. But if you let them force you to do something, forcing you to go on that route, and then you're not learning about yourself, chances are you're not succeeding at what you're pursuing, and you got to take initiative for yourself. You got to know how to do what's right for you. Don't go on a strict diets that will probably fail in the end, or really restrictive. Um, I don't think it's socially healthy. It's not socially healthy. I mean, I've even seen successful people on those diets, but in my opinion, I just think you just have to balance yourself out. Like I eat cheesecake once in a while, cookies, peanut butter cookies, yeah, like about twice every week, twice a week, in small portions, but yeah, a lot of real food too. Um, you know, your real education, your real true self, is to teach yourself. You can't force people. You can't force anyone to learn curriculum, what you're teaching them. It's not the school's problem. It's not the teacher's fault. It's the way the systems lay out. And people just get these ideas bigger and bigger, and then they just fail in the end, and it's not good. So if you want to see a positive change, or just maintain where you're happy at right now, go that route. If you feel like you're forcing something, get away from that situation right now. If you're not happy what you're doing, if you're feeling miserable, even though it's like a good paying job or something like that, if you're constantly miserable, your health is just at stake, get away from that if you can, and just do anything you can just to do what you enjoy, and also support each other too. Yeah, and don't let obsession get in your way. Don't think of how heavy, how small you have to be. Think of where you are right now. And where we start right now, this particular spot right now, during this current time, is the best place to start. Because you can't change anything in the past, but you can improve it within the future. And yeah, I believe that's 100% true there. Because you can modify the past, but you can't change what just happened. You can't just go back and just change it like that. But you can modify it and move on to the future. And then, because like when you're trying to change the past already, you're dwelling over it. You're just constantly dwelling over it. That's not right. That's not socially healthy or morally healthy. Just stick with where you are. Educate yourself. And that's by eating real food from the earth. Having a passion in what you enjoy. Surround yourself with the best of people. Don't surround yourself with people who are negative against you and who are forcing you to do this thing that they think you're going to succeed in, but you're not. And you might, but you won't be passionate about it in the end. Just make a conscious decision for yourself. Be intuitive. Don't let anyone get in your way to hurt your health, your social, moral health. People will always love you. There is at least one person in your life right now who loves you. And if you don't think that, trust me, they are. They really are. That's all I can say. Yeah, just, it's good to educate, and I'll say one more thing. It's good to educate others, just to teach them what you believe, but don't force it upon them. Just set examples in what you enjoy, and hopefully for the outcome, they'll do what they're passionate about. That's all I gotta say. See you guys.